Well, now, yesterday, Boris Johnson made a U-turn over continuing to provide free school meals throughout the summer holidays, following pressure from footballer Marcus Rashford, who relied on free meals when he was at school. And the government announced their £120 million COVID summer food fund. Children eligible for free school meals in England will get a 6-week voucher to spend in supermarkets. So continuing to fund this will obviously help so many parents and families who have been struggling to feed their children. But it has taken a 22-year-old footballer to convince the government that this is indeed the right thing to do. Janet, is that where we're at now?
I knew this was brewing, and I heard a woman on the radio at the start of the week who had 4 sons, and 2 of them were teenagers. And she's one of the people who's a freelance hairdresser who can't go back to work yet. And when she was asked how much she needed these vouchers, she said that without the vouchers, she had, for her 4 children and herself, all the money she had left to feed herself was £30 a week. Well, I'm sorry, I just cried. I just thought it was shocking. And in modern Britain, how we can have a government that nitpicks over this. My mother was a school dinner lady, and I saw children, you know, come for their free school meals back then, because I used to have to go and have my meals with them. And this money is essential. And it didn't stop a Tory minister, Theresa Coffey, because Marcus Rashford has campaigned long and hard for people in poverty. And he said a couple of days ago, imagine during lockdown if your water was turned off, what it would be like. And obviously what he meant was hot water, because if you're running out of cash, you can't have hot water. So Theresa Coffey, water cannot be disconnected, though. Doesn't that show that the Tories, this is very, very bad for their image, very, very bad. They've got to understand that in lockdown, we are reading today that 600,000 more jobs are going to go. And at the moment, there's record unemployment, and the people who are very likely to lose their jobs are a lot of women watching this programme, people on 0 hours contracts, and the last ones in are always the first ones out. So things like free school meals and food vouchers for the holidays aren't, you know, something you should feel, the government should feel, oh, I've got to really think about whether that's necessary. In fact, it's essential.
I think, Janet, though, what I would say is that the reason that they've done this U-turn is because, you know, one of the biggest criticisms of the Tory party over many years is that they come from privileged backgrounds. They haven't gone through what a lot of people have gone through in their life. And I would say to this, you know, if that has been a major criticism of your party for generations, for many years, then that is the one thing that you have to address. And as leaders, you know, in business, you're taught if you haven't experienced something, then bring people in to give you that overall policy. But this is a massive own goal for the Conservative Party. And I am a product of free meals. My mum and dad could not afford to give me a free meal at school because it costs money. And that's just financial poverty. I had a really great supportive family, but that school dinner helped me to concentrate and took the pressure off my parents.
But the politicians haven't got a clue. They've never lived on the breadline. They've never needed like free school dinners or anything. I mean, we had to have free school dinners for a while, and my mum was traumatised, you know, like she was really embarrassed by it. And the other thing is, you know what the children that are getting free school dinners because they've got a voucher or whatever. Yes. So it's like they're embarrassed because they've got to queue up.
You had to have a separate line in my day.
Exactly, I know, yeah. So it is. It's really, really hard for, like, so many families are struggling out there now. It's been really, really difficult. Obviously, in lockdown, they can't go back to work, and so they are struggling. They're all on the breadline.
But of all the things to have done a U-turn on, free school dinners for vulnerable kids, we're talking about children. I mean, this really is a big embarrassment, but thank heavens they have done a U-turn.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you know, I do understand.
Honestly, I really do.
Marcus,
yeah, he's raised so much money.
Well, do you know, for once, I mean, I know footballers get a bad name and sometimes very, you know, rightly so, but they have a huge platform, don't they? And he's done such goodness with with his ability
Yeah.
to get his voice heard. I mean, it's incredible, and you know, it's mad times at the moment, and I know he'll be busy getting back to training and everything else.
Yeah.
The fact he has taken this on is very, very impressive. And I suppose, not to be fair to the government by any means, but there's a lot has been happening, hasn't it? I mean, you know, there's a lot to deal with and to try, and there's been a lot of money having to be dished out. And as you say, thankfully, this did get the voice through Marcus, and it has been U-turned. It's such an important thing.